Novak Djokovic has a secret weapon this year at the US Open, and I'm about to show you what it is so that you can have more success on the court by taking advantage of it yourself. This really has huge implications for all of us. Let's go ahead and dive right into the footage here. This is practice court footage of Novak from just yesterday in New York at the US Open. I want you to look at how he's directing somebody off to the side here. And off to the left, you're going to see a little shadow of a person. And after he practices a couple more returns of serve, you'll see this person walk up to him and he's holding a phone. And Novak and his coach and this person with the phone are about to spend a little bit of time looking at footage of Novak practicing his return of serve. I've done everything I can to try to boost the audio here and see exactly what they're talking about, what they're going over. I'm not exactly sure. But they're using a phone to record himself practicing certain strokes, then going back to the court and retraining and trying to make some kind of upgrade or improvement. I'm going to speed through this a little bit. You'll see Novak and his coaches get together and start talking about different techniques, whatever the thing is that they're focusing on here on return of serve specifically. They have a little conversation about technical, details and nuance about what he's trying to do. Looks like maybe with his grip and his preparation on return of serve. And after this conversation and the discussion amongst each other, amongst themselves about exactly what to do, he goes back to work again and starts doing more practice with the same person recording, gives some instruction to the person giving him the practice serves, and now he's going back to work again and trying to modify whatever the technical aspect was on his return of serve. It's fascinating for me to see Novak go through this sequence and utilize these tools because I think it's so valuable to just use the phone that's in your pocket. You don't even need a fancy analysis app or anything. Just use the camera app and record yourself, and you can start to uncover huge opportunities for improvement. And this is critical to understand. World-class athlete, potentially best player to ever play the game of tennis, at the peak of his game right now, I guess it's kind of up for debate whether or not now is the peak of his game, but somewhere close to it, he is looking for additional feedback and insight and communication with his coaches about what the reality is about what he's actually doing on the court. And the reason why this is so important is there's a gap for all of us, even world-class athletes, between feel and real. What it feels like to us in the moment as we hit a serve or as we hit a return or a forehand, I promise you, if it's true for Novak, it's true for the rest of us. There are other things going on beneath the surface that we're not always aware of. And video is like opening the door and shining a light on exactly what's really happening for sure. And so it's hugely valuable to be able to see, oh, I thought I was doing this with my hands, but I'm actually doing that. And the other benefit is when you go and practice stuff with your coaches, there's no longer any argument or debate about what's happening. Have you ever taken a lesson and you almost kind of get the feeling a little bit that, I don't know, there's kind of telling you repeat cliche phrases and tips, and it's not really what's happening, and you don't maybe necessarily trust the information you're being given? Well, that can be shortcutted in an instant by just using video, looking at it, and knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is what I just did. And it's fascinating to see Novak do that with his return and also with his serve. Finish a serve, point to the person who's got the phone, look at it, review it, and it's just so cool to see him go through this process of his coaches are checking him out, he's checking it out, they have a little conversation about different positions, and then Novak goes and practices it again and tries to improve on whatever the element is that they're taking a look at. I highly recommend that you go through this process yourself at least once in a while so you can check in on exactly what's happening so you're not guessing. And so your coach isn't guessing. And guess what? No matter how experienced your coach is, they're missing some things. So much happens in thousandths of a second while the ball and the racket are about to collide and actually collide. And it's this black box of things that's happening, and we can't know for sure what's really happening unless we slow it way down and look at some kind of objective data. And then in this case, that's slow motion video. So please utilize yourself. Not only is it going to close the gap between feel and real, not only is it going to put you and your coach on exactly the same page, but thirdly, it gives proof of improvement, which in my experience, coaching over the last 20 years is super powerful. Initially, students are often kind of apprehensive, a little bit scared about seeing themselves on video, maybe for the first time. But within the first 20, 30 minutes, when I show them a side-by-side of improvement, and they can see objectively, wow, I look better. I look like a better tennis player. I'm doing something more athletic. It's no longer intimidating, it's inspirational, and it's exciting. And it gives motivation to be like, wow, yes, I'm actually moving down the right path. I'm actually getting better. There's something really special about seeing proof of that. And in a normal lesson without video, you don't get to see that. So this is Novak's secret weapon. You should be using it too. Thanks for watching. Let me know what your thoughts and comments are down below. Take care.